Hi, Tom Cole, and welcome into the Steve Taylor Community Connection. It's certainly an honor and a privilege for us today to welcome in two fantastic people. First of all, to my immediate left, Noor Abukaram. Noor, welcome. Ziad Aburkarma, welcome. I've never gone to your dad with any issue, anything that he didn't smile, say yes, sure, we'll get it done, we'll fix it, we'll make it happen. I mean, it's incredible the positive force that he throws out there at Taylor. We appreciate you so much, Z. And I know where Noor gets her positivity. You and your wife, you've raised a daughter that's remarkable. How have you done that?
Thanks, Tom. I mean, it means a lot you saying that. Man, when you come in the showroom, you're the positive force.
No.
Everybody knows Tom Cole. Everybody's like, hey, Tom, how's it going? And all of a sudden, the whole showroom's lit up. It's amazing. Noor's easy, you know, she's a great kid. A little strong-minded, but she's awesome. So it makes it easy for us makes us look really good.
For the people that don't know you, and you're a known celebrity in town for what you did. I'll give you a thumbnail. You're an outstanding runner in high school and cross country, and you ran a meet. It was your best time ever, as I recall.
I run better times now.
You have run better times now. Okay. And then tell the folks what happened to you when you finished.
Yeah, so in October of 2019, I was disqualified from a cross-country race for wearing the hijab, and I faced religious discrimination.
Yes.
And that led me to start the Let No Run initiative, fighting discrimination and injustices in sports.
Yeah, and you did something. Well, first of all, I know that's how you were taught at home, which is, again, goes to your mom and dad. I got the sense that it wasn't for you. The sense of it wasn't for you is you didn't want this to ever happen to another person. Is that correct?
Absolutely. That's the reason why I started the initiative. Initially, I wanted to, when all this happened, I just wanted to hide in my room and cry. But my older sister, actually, she reminded me of my younger sister's journey in athletics that has just begun.
Yes.
And that she'll be the next hijabi athlete in the Abukaram household.
Yes.
So just knowing that, and that there's gonna be other hijabis, I'm out the door pretty quickly. You know, I was a junior, I'm gonna be a senior, I graduated, but there's other hijabi athletes that are gonna be coming in, and that's why I am fighting for them.
Well, and you know that people throw role model around today, you know, it's always thrown here, there, and everywhere. You, to me, are a real example of a role model, a true heart, true spirit, doing it for, the best intrinsic reasons. You weren't seeking publicity. You weren't, matter of fact, I know you're turning down interviews. We were lucky to get you and your dad here today, but you did it in such a true-hearted manner. You should be proud of that because you're helping other people.
Thank you.
You did get through the Ohio Senate Bill 181, and just kind of encapsulate what that bill means.
Yeah, so Senate Bill 181 prohibits organizations from implementing discriminatory policies, more specifically religious discriminatory policies. Right. It's a really beautiful bill. When I went to go testify, not only I testified, but members from the Jewish community testified and from the Christian community testified. So it really just brought all of these communities together to understand that religious freedom is something that's so important in this country, and to everyone that understands the importance of religious freedom and of expressing yourself through your religion.
And it couldn't nor come at a more appropriate time. Obviously, we have difficulties in our country politically now, and religious freedom is a founding principle on what makes America great. And for you to stand up in that regard, when Noor testified, you and your wife had to be pretty proud of that.
Oh man, extremely proud. You just don't know who this person is, how you're even related to somebody so amazing.
I was emailing with Noor about seeing we could get her here, and I said how, we were just talking about you and said how great your dad is, and she goes, oh, I know that. So you come from a remarkable family, Noor. You're so fortunate, but we're fortunate to have you here, and so proud of what you've done for 181, and that you are a true role model in our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Terry Crosby, and welcome to the Steve Taylor Community Connection Show. I think one of the things I'm most interested in is obviously you have some outstanding qualities and leadership abilities. You're even a role model for myself. So for me, what could you tell young people your age out in the community, both men and women, what you have, or what advice would you give them moving forward?
It would definitely be to be brave and stand with confidence. So like I said before, like I immediately just didn't want to have anything to do with fighting for this, you know? I immediately just wanted to go in my room and cry, but I had to stand up and be brave and have confidence in who I am, have confidence in my hijab. And that's something that I would give advice to all the young people, you know, young Muslim girls, young girls in general, young boys, is just to stand up and be confident in who you are and not to compromise your beliefs and what you believe in and who you are just to make the person next to you or other people feel comfortable.
What did you see in Noor's early childhood that you picked up on and you knew straight away once you saw it or seen it that she was going to grow up to be a very, very special lady?
Noor always knew it was right and knew it was wrong. I think, I don't know how old you were, maybe you were 5, came back from school and said, how come we don't recycle? I said, recycle? She said, yeah. Well, we need to save the earth. And you know, you all maybe remember when I made you apologize to that tree for ripping out all the leaves? Yep, so she was like probably 3 years old. She had to go apologize to the tree for, you know, messing with the tree's leaves. So she remembers that. And then now she wanted us to recycle. We've been recycling ever since then. She had a Quran teacher. They teach her how to read the Quran in Arabic. Very good teacher, amazing teacher, but his English was a little off, and she'd always correct his English. So, she'd tell him, oh no, that's not how you say that. You say it this way. So till this day, he calls you his first teacher, right? Yeah. His first teacher. And Noor has always stood up for what was right. And she's always been just a bright, smiling person in our life, every morning.
And there's something interesting that I just want to elaborate a little bit on that. Within the family, is she like the leader of the other siblings?
She's a boss, that's for sure. She's a boss. She came home
my 6-year-old brother has that place.
Okay. 6-year-old brother had that, but you're a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came home last night. I was scared. You know, I didn't know what was going on in the laundry, or did Mamdouh clean his room. I don't even know. But he came right upstairs, did what he was supposed to do, and went back. Now he cleared the stairwell too, didn't he? Yeah, he better have. Anyway.
So thank you very much for coming in. It's such a pleasure to sit down and just have a brief chat with both of you. I am now going to bring our phenomenal boss in, Mr. Steve Taylor.
All right.
Hey everybody, Steve Taylor here, and I'm excited to be here. Terry and Tom did such a great job asking great questions. Thank you for being in today. We know how busy you are, and we were joking, you know, you've had a few interviews. You might want to get on the other seat now. And I said maybe Tom and Terry's job's in jeopardy. You might be sitting in this seat asking questions, huh? You know how to do it.
I think I picked up on a few things.
You picked up on just a few things. So, you know, I've had the pleasure of working with Ziad for 15 years. We talked about that for a while. We've seen the families grow up together. Tom and Terry both said Ziad does a remarkable job for us, and there's no doubt that your family obviously follows suit, and your wife's, you know, footsteps of just being remarkable people. But Ziad, this isn't about you. This is about your daughter. You know, we heard about the story, you know, going back, like you said, in 2019. This struck home to all of us, you know, and right away everybody said this isn't right. You know, everybody in the organization that knew your dad, knew your family, and said, you know, what can we do to help? And we tried to provide a platform. You didn't need our help, you know, at all. You were able to take this and run with it. But, you know, we talked about, you know, being brave, and you talked about the courage you had to have. But, you know, people have to remember too, you were young, you know, and you act so mature. And I think when people see you too, they're like, no way, she was just in high school when this happened. Talk about the process of what it took to make that happen.
Yeah, so before I decided to start the Let Noor Run initiative, or when I was you know, getting ready to start that, the first thing that I did was I put together my team. Not like a super professional means kind of team, but just the people that I know would be in my corner when I needed something. So of course my mom was a part of that team. I knew that if I was gonna start something and if I was gonna make real change, then I needed to know the people that were gonna have my back. Yeah. And I think that's important for young people, is just to get those people that you know that are gonna be behind your back, not your best friends or the people that you go to school with, but adults that know what they're doing and that can really help you pave a path and have good mentorship. I think is really important. Another thing is that just continuing to tell your story. So of course I was getting a little tired of all these interviews, right? And I was burnt out. But it wasn't until I met with Senator Teresa Gavarone, she reached out to us, that I was like, wow, people, the right people are hearing my story, you know what I mean? And when Senator Teresa heard my story, I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere, and this is why I've been telling my story, you know what I mean, around the world. And getting international news coverage wasn't for anything unless the right people heard it, like Senator Teresa. And when we met, that just like understanding that people like Senator Teresa and the people that we vote into our government, they're working for us,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's why they're there. So just not being shy into telling them what you need from them, I think is very important as well.
Oh, that's great. I love it. You talk about your team. We talk about our tribes, and it's so important to have your tribes and who you relate with and who has your back. So I always love to ask guests when they come in if they have a particular story or maybe something that stood out. And I know your dad, he's kept me abreast along the whole journey. And I've heard, you turned down interviews from certain places. I mean, you had national news publications reaching out to you. But I wonder too, are there any stories from speaking engagements, maybe affecting another young girl? Is there anything that stands out, a story that just touches your heart?
Yeah, so way back when I guess only like a year and a half ago, when I had the Let Noor Run kickoff event. So it was the perfect event that I could have imagined. Just the right people came, and I was standing with Bilquis, who thankfully I met through doing that event, and now she's one of my many mentors.
Sure.
But I was just standing there, and we were talking with each other about our similar experiences. And a mom came up to me after the event had happened, and she was like, my daughter, her daughter's 3 years old, okay? She was like, my daughter wants to wear hijab now, or, my daughter loves it. She just wants to do what you guys are doing. And just like that like a 3-year-old child
Right.
can be touched by our stories. That's really special.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you're definitely a hero to many. You're changing lives. It's awesome what you're doing. How can people get a hold of, more to find out more about Let Noor Run or any organizations, or even, spread the message even further?
Yeah. So the quickest way to keep in touch with me and Let Noor Run is my Instagram at Noor Alexandria, and then also letnoorrun.com. I update that with any news that I'm in, any new things that I'm doing. It's all updated on the website at letnoorrun.com.
That's awesome. Well, cool. I'm sure we'll put it up on screen so people can follow you. I'm sure you'll get a few more followers from this too. So yeah, keep up the amazing job. It's so awesome to hear your story from your dad too, and I know he's proud. We talk about you all the time. So thanks, Ziad, for taking a second. Now I know Ziad's got to get back downstairs and get to work, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, awesome. Thank you both for being here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Steve Taylor's Community Stars. We'll see you next time.